Okay, so I've got a reverse speech analysis prepared by David Oates, and he is analyzing Ken Ham. He runs a Young Earth Creationist ministry, but he is most well known for his debate with Bill Nye, who also denies reality. They both deny reality, and they had a debate, and Bill Nye won because he was closer to reality, but they're still both very delusional. But this video is about Ken Ham. And Ken Ham is an Australian minister. He runs the ministry called Answers in Genesis, which teaches a young earth creationist viewpoint. They deny the scientific standpoint that evolution exists and that the earth is about 6,000 years old. These two viewpoints I disagree with. I think the earth is much older than 6,000 years old, and that evolution is biblically accurate. Now, I don't agree with the model of evolution that we have, but I do think evolution exists. I probably think that a model of the fish acting like a stem cell where all life can deviate from is a more accurate model to reality than what we have today, and I think this is biblically accurate. I think the birds, the flying things, are probably much older than we claim that they are. I think the birds, the flying organisms, came about second from the fish, as told in Genesis. And I think there are real-world evidences of this occurring, but we're not going to get into that. That is just my standpoint, my viewpoint. And Ken Ham here disagrees with that. He does not think that evolution is possible, even though DNA proves him wrong. And therefore, I believe him and the likes of people like him teach doctrines of demons. I think he twists the word of God. And so my friend David Oates, I don't really know him. I'm just saying he's my friend. I hope that he would be my friend if I actually met him. Has prepared a reverse speech analysis of Ken Ham. And so this first clip of reverse speech analysis is of Ken Ham talking about Mike Johnson.
If you're watching Mike Johnson, just remember he's a wonderful Christian who loves this ministry, and it's a difficult position for him to be in. We need more people like him who will vote the right way and say the right things. They are the devil. They are the devil. They are the devil.
And so in this first clip, you can hear the flatterous words of Ken Ham towards Mike Johnson in the foreword, but whenever you look at it in the reverse, he is speaking of a team, a membership, a league with the devil. And in this next clip, Ken Ham talks about Joe Biden.
He even misquotes the Bible, as he did on Easter Sunday when he was supporting transgender by saying, "You're made in the image of God," but he refused to quote the rest of the verse that said male and female, he created them. This
analysis is not very surprising. The forward and reverse both align, and therefore Ken Ham probably does not like this guy. Whereas he was talking about Mike Johnson, he knows he is evil, but yet he accepts his support. And so that is the political views, a very short analysis of the political views of Ken Ham. Let's go into the reverse speech analysis of his young earth creation doctrine.
Say 1,000 kinds of land animals God made, about 80 of those kinds will be dinosaurs, because we believe there are about 1,000 kinds that were needed on Noah's Ark.
And so in the forward speech, you can hear him talk about this ridiculous idea that there needs to be about 1,000 dinosaurs on Noah's Ark to fit his young earth creation model. And in the reverse, you can hear him say, why not the demon? And to me, that says that this portion of his doctrine, the main staple around his ministry, is a doctrine of demons. It is a lie from the pits of hell. And so, is this a subconscious admission to working with demons? I believe so. What are your thoughts? I know that wisdom found in the Bible talks about just a little bit of folly ruins the whole thing, right? Dead flies ruin the perfume. And this is the dead flies within his perfume. And so no wonder why he is so incredibly successful. It is because he bows down to the demons. And so here's another clip talking about his ministry.
We live at a time in which the Bible is vehemently attacked, particularly in the history in Genesis 1 to 11. So we have produced a series of 5 books that contain answers to the most asked questions.
And so here in this final clip of Ken Ham, you can hear him talking about his books, Answers in Genesis, in the foreword. And in the reverse, you can hear him say that his sermon is the snare. I have a personal vendetta against this man. As a wee lad myself, I fell into the young earth creationism ideology, and I lost a ton of friends, and I was bullied because of it. In my personal life, following his doctrine ruined my social life. Thankfully, I do not follow him, and I see clearly through his disguise, his lies, and I do not think he is correct. I was a child back then whenever I started following this young earth creationist idea with Kent Hovind and Ken Ham, right? And I am glad God brought me out of that. And if you need help being convinced that he is lying about his young earth creationism, this is the Pando Aspen Colony, and it is estimated to be between 16,000 at the youngest years old to about 80,000 at the oldest years old, which far exceeds his 6 to 10,000 year old young earth model. Special thanks to David Oates for preparing this reverse speech analysis. And like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out David Oates. He has a website called reversespeech.com. God bless.